So in the wake of Roe versus Wade being overturned, there were actually a number of corporations that came out immediately and said, you know what, we're responding to this by we're going to provide a benefit to our employees. If they have to travel out of state to get an abortion, we are going to cover that. Starbucks, however, which has been engaged in an astonishing, truly groundbreaking union-busting campaign as Starbucks stores unionize like wildfire across the country, they went in a really special direction with this, Saagar.
What do they got?
Put this up on the screen from Stephen Greenhouse. So Starbucks said all partners who are enrolled in their healthcare plan would have access to those benefits traveling across state lines for abortion, but it added it could not make promises of guarantees about any benefits for unionized stores. And Stephen Greenhouse's editorial here is that it is sad Starbucks exploits the Dobbs decision overturning Roe to engage in some union-busting tricks. Starbucks offers all employees enrolled in its health plan access to abortion travel, but claims it can't promise that benefit for its unionized stores. Now, this is consistent with some bullshit that Starbucks has been pulling before, which is potentially illegal union-busting tactics, claiming that, oh, we're going to offer new benefits to workers, but not our union employees because, well, we're actually not technically allowed to do that, which is complete nonsense. Of course, if you have a union, you have to bargain with that union. That's the process of collective bargaining. Do you think that they're really going to say no to a new benefit? It's ludicrous. But so they're using this as an opportunity to further their gross union busting tactics.
Yeah, I think it's funny because they continue to do this woke union. They're like, oh yeah, we'll raise wages, but not for the people who are in a union. It's like, how's that even possible? And what are they claiming, that it's a contract violation? They're like, well, we have to negotiate a separate
contract. You have to. I mean, that is when you have a union representing a store, you have to do collective bargaining with the union. But they're just saying like, oh, we can't even offer it to you, when it's like, no, you offer it and then the union decides whether they want it or not. Of course they're going to say yes. Like, why would you say no to an additional benefit? So it's ridiculous. And like I said, it may even be in violation of labor law, as many of their actions have been found at this point to be in violation of labor law. It's funny, I've been listening to this book from, I don't know, it's from maybe 2013, Rana Foroohar's Makers and Takers. And she talks about, the book overall is good. This is not a slam on the book at all. It's actually very interesting, very prescient for the moment that we're living in now about the financialization of the economy, et cetera, et cetera. But she interviews Howard Schultz for the book. And he's talking all about how progressive they are and how important it is to invest in their employees. And that's going to be great for the long term, making sure that you have people in the community who can afford to buy your coffees, the sort of Henry Ford model and all of this. And then you see the way Starbucks, above all of these companies, has really actually been the worst in terms of union busting. I mean, Schultz came out of retirement
just to bust the union.
Just to come back in as CEO and try to destroy these unions. He called it an assault on the company. There were heads that rolled at the executive level because they allowed this union effort to take root. And it really is quite extraordinary to see. It's a very mask-off moment for all of their supposed progressive principles. You know, they were willing to do a lot of things that were supposedly progressive, but when it came to actually respecting their workers enough to let them have a say in the workplace, that was completely off limits. And they will use like weird woke union busting tactics like this to try to accomplish their ends.
Yeah, I mean, they know who their workforce is. They know how they can try and use these as wedge issues. I mean, Amazon and all that, I'm sure, are not that far behind in using this stuff. Yeah, the only thing that can stand up to this is the government. So, yeah, and NLRB needs to take a look.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys, thanks for watching. More for you later. Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.